Hello YouTube. In this video I'm going to be giving you 5 tips to lose weight easy with almost no effort. And these tips are going to be already well known by people who know what they're doing when it comes to fitness, but also understand that on this channel not everyone is an advanced bodybuilder, powerlifter, and that some people are just starting their journey. And for these people, if they want to lose weight, I have some methods for you. Methods that are so simple that you will be able to shed a lot of weight by applying them in your everyday life. And of course, if you're going to do these methods, it also means that you believe in the calories in, calories out method to lose weight, which is of course logical, but some people actually think it doesn't exist or it doesn't work like that. And I would agree in a sense it's more complicated, but at the end of the day, you lose weight when you're in a caloric deficit. And there's multiple ways to achieve that caloric deficit, and this is what I'm going to be laying bare for you today. So number 1, if you want to lose weight, stop drinking sodas, stop drinking juice, stop drinking your energy drinks. The only liquid that is going to enter your body from now on is going to be water. That's it. Maybe some milk here and there, but you're not going to be drinking sugary drinks anymore. Just by doing that, if you're the type of person who's been drinking pops or sodas for 10 years, you are going to see a large caloric window exit your life because you are drinking a ton of liquid calories, and this is helping keeping the fat on. You'll also see a big increase in your overall health because these drinks are full of sugar and your teeth are going to thank you down the line. That's easy. I can tell you can lose 5 to 10 pounds just by doing that. Second tip, you're going to stop snacking. You're going to force yourself to have your meals in rigid windows, meaning that if you tell yourself that your diet plan is 3 meals, that's 3 meals. Anything you eat in between is added calories that you don't need. And you might think it's not that much, it's all chocolate here, it's all chip there, but in reality, you end up having more calories from these things than some of your meals. I know people who diet and they starve themselves with salads, and then they snack in between and they think the snack don't matter because they're not meals. But the snacks amount to more calories overall. So you're just going to not snack anymore. The only moment where you're allowed to eat is going to be when you sit down and you've decided you're having a meal. And if that means boosting the number of meals from 3 to 4 or 4 to 5, that's okay. But you need to have a guideline and you need to have a certain context for your meals. You cannot have wild meals every time because that is going to keep you fat. Number 3 is going to be the way you obtain the food. When you go grocery shopping, there is a golden rule that you need to respect every single time. You cannot go shopping hungry. When you go shop hungry, they've calculated that you tend to buy 15 to 20% more product. And for normal people, they just throw it in the garbage after the week because it goes bad. But for you, you're gonna eat it. And the worst thing too is that when you enter that grocery shop and you're starving, the issue is that you're going to gravitate towards fatty foods, which you're already weak to. So you're going to get a ton of them that you're going to then eat during the week. Plus, people who organize those shops are not stupid. They place those things strategically so that you are forced to pass them and then you buy them. So you need to avoid that by your own volition, by preventing it from happening. That is going to lead you straight to number 4, because the great thing when you don't buy those products is they're not available. So what you're going to do is you're going to force yourself to only eat things that are in your house. That's another rule. If it comes from outside the house, you don't eat it. And because you won't shop sugary things or things you know you're not supposed to eat or sodas, you're not going to have access to them. You will find that following a strict diet is much easier when there is nothing to cheat with in the house. The only thing to eat is what you have to eat. If you have the choice for a snack, for example, between spinach or meal pops, like Cocoa Pops, whatever cereals that you like to eat, which one are you going to pick? When you want that snack, you're going to pick the cereals 10 times out of 10. But if the only choice is the spinach, you're going to eat that spinach. And you'll find that after a while, it's not that bad. Of course, this is also based on the idea that you have some discipline and that you actually want to lose weight. And those are tricks that are going to prevent you from failing, because you might be steadfast in your endeavor, but the temptations that surround you can be stronger than you in certain moments. And those failures repeat themselves, and they are the ones that prevent you from losing weight. But if you can manage to actually cancel the temptation and just crush it in the egg, you'll be safe. And the last one I'm going to say is going to be related to your activity levels. But for number 4, I just want to expand. I would also advise you to not eat outside, don't go to the restaurants, don't take takeouts, don't take those things that the youngsters use nowadays where you text a Uber and they bring you food. Don't do that. It's too expensive. It's saturated with salt and everything they can put in the food to make it taste good. Make your own food. You will find that a whole foods diet that you cook yourself from A to Z is the healthiest and best thing you can put in your body. And you will lose weight because the food is high in satiation, it's high in micro and macronutrients, and you're going to be able to eat less of it and be more satisfied. So that's a must-have. You can sometimes treat yourself, but it needs to be a treat. I know people for whom it's their everyday life. They eat outside more than they eat inside. They eat someone else's food more than they eat what they prepare. And that's not normal. That's how you end up with a modern body with more fat than muscles, and you want to avoid that. And so the last thing is going to be your activity levels. Instead of taking the bus, walk. Instead of taking the subway, walk. Instead of taking the car, walk. If you have a chance to be active, be active. Your problem, unlike people who can't gain weight, is that you gain too much weight. So any chance you have to force the body to burn extra calories and become more anabolic, you will take. Of course, this also includes the idea that you're not going to just stuff your face afterwards, because these activities will make you hungrier. But that's good. It means that the body is now prone to burning more fat to actually keep the fuel and the organs going. So that's great. You don't want to sabotage all your efforts by then force feeding yourself, because now you're just teaching the body that every time it teaches you that you need to eat, you're going to eat. And so it's going to continue the cycle of building fat again and again. You need to endure. And every single tip I just gave you are based off of the idea that you are going to endure. But what they're going to do is they're going to create a context in which enduring is going to be possible. And there's going to be a limited amount of temptations that can come and ruin your diet and ruin your weight loss. So that's going to be that. These are simple tips, but I can tell you that I've helped people lose 20 pounds with just those little hacks. It's nothing special, it's just don't do a certain thing. For the most part, weight loss, unlike weight gain, is a game of not doing stuff. It's a game of accumulating negative actions, meaning that you're just not going to do X, and that loses you weight. Why? Because the absence of consumption of calories results in a caloric deficit. For people who bulk, it's the opposite. You need action, you need to eat, you need to buy the food, to prep the food, etc. But for you, you are in the camp of people who want to lose weight, and therefore, your game is going to be to stop yourself from doing things that will sabotage the weight loss, because if you don't eat, your body is going to lose weight. And that's what you want down the line. You're not going to starve yourself and just fast, but you're going to limit what you give your body. And these tips are going to limit it greatly. And down the line, you're going to be so much healthier, feel so much better, and look so much more aesthetic, and you're going to be able to thank yourself for following these principles. So I'm going to leave you with that. If you have any tips to share with the community in the comments, please let us know, and have a good day.